You already know what time it is, man. The young GOAT in the building. Make sure you tune in to True Hill Heat Podcast.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to the boys.
Hello everyone, it's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah!
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat Podcast.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for NJPW Strong Style Evolved 2024 preview. Discussing this Sunday show from Long Beach, California, as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by my tag team partners, the other 2/3 of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions of talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling. First up, we got the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. It's your boy, J News.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here catching up on the day's wrestling news because I wake up later than everybody else does, and the internet never lets me down with the bullshit. But let's get on with the show.
What part of today's news? Because I actually worked before we started this show, so I've been working since 5 a.m. this morning. So writing
SP3.
because I'm still on freaking UK time because I took morning shifts when I was out there.
Come back to us.
No, because I have a lot more of my day left after work, so I do kind of prefer getting up. Lack of sleep, I'll catch up on it. I'll take naps in the afternoon, but I've been up since 5 a.m. I've been seeing all this news. The news that kind of had my jaw on the floor this morning. It's the fact Tessa Blanchard is going.
Yeah, that's what I was. That was the first thing that came up on my feed, and I'm here like, what's going on? Like,
because when I first see it, I'm like, nah, that's a joke. I'm not even. Then I keep scrolling, and I'm seeing, oh shit, this is.
It's official.
You see more and more accounts picking it up. You're like, oh shit.
This isn't just a fluke. This isn't just somebody trying to make a piss take out of it.
And the thing about it is like, no matter how people feel, it is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion on it or whatever. And I'm here like, who made this decision and when? And is this confirmed anywhere? Because for me, it's like if I don't see Sean Ross Sapp legitimately say, hey, like they put pen to paper, like this is happening. It's just more or less just conjecture. It's like, well, Jordan Grace has a problem. She doesn't want to work with her. And it's like, okay, but is she signed or not? Like someone give me.
Sean's report says that, yeah, they've talked and she is expected to be coming in. And yes, Jordan Grace was one of the people that pushed back against the idea and doesn't want to work with her.
Yet again, fair, right? Everyone's has their own right to make whatever decisions they want. I'm a true believer in second chances, but at the end of the day, we all understand and recognize what happened or what's alleged to have happened. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know what's going on. And then before that, the first thing I read this morning was something about the AEW locker room was appalled over
the Tony Storm. They used that word like Tony Storm had done the worst thing humanly possible, rather than just revert to an older gimmick.
Yeah.
No, it was more the locker room was appalled at the fact that they had her return match on an episode of Rampage. Not anything to do per se with Tony Storm. I do agree. If appalled meaning that they don't agree with it and think that it's a stupid decision, I agree with that. But appalled as in I'm disgusted.
Yeah,
I think that's a little much.
It's strong. It's a strong word. It's like, can we use our vocabulary in the right context, please? I was like, this is not appalling. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, right, with this, Tony was going to make an impact. Technically, yes, it would have made sense to do it at a bigger show. But like, do you know what? You can't please everyone. Some people might have enjoyed. The people who were at that show attending would have loved it.
Yeah, because otherwise they just would have just
AEW history. Tony's.
They just would have just seen her come out on the stage, look at Mariah May, and that's it. Instead, the people after Dynamite got to see her wrestle. So I'm fine with that if it was for the people in the building and it was a dark match. But the fact that you're airing it and putting it on, that's where I'm like, that's not the choice I would have made. If you're bringing back, you're bringing back one of your top stars. Like imagine WWE brings back freaking. They brought back Roman Reigns not at SummerSlam, but on WWE main event. Yeah.
I don't even watch it. Even I used to know main event was like the 1 hour show. Didn't really do much. Had sort of the lower card stars.
Or make it more of a reference where everyone watching this video for our New Japan Strong Style Evolved preview can understand. No, not even worse than all. They have someone like Tetsuya Naito after like 9 months away, and he returns on New Japan Tamagotchi or Tamachi, whatever it is called in Australia. Tamachi. That's the equivalent of Tony Storm coming back on an episode.
Or when Wato returned during COVID to literally nobody.
Also, I want to point out, I don't quarrel. I don't have beefs with people. Everyone, like I said, they're allowed their own opinions. SP3, you'll let me know if he ever comes back on the show, You know me, I love Scott E, but me and Scott E need to have some words at the end of the day. Reason being, I didn't know he was a David Finlay lover, and I'm over here tripping out.
Daniel is legit the biggest David Finlay hater I have ever seen.
At the end of the day, I'm over here tripping out. That's not supposed to be my brother in arms, man. He over here loving David Finlay. What the hell's going on here, man? Anyway,
because he knows how to evolve. He knows how to evolve, unlike you.
I'm stuck in
but
the
even
past.
me and SP3, we evolved. We said, you know, at the start, we don't like David Finlay as a Bullet Club leader. We don't get it. But now we are on that. But like we went on the road with Master Wato, the road to the Grandmaster. We are on the David Finlay Bullet Club trip.
I was on that road with Wato from the beginning. David Finlay, I will never flip over on that young man. I just can't believe him.
I
can't believe him.
News does flip. At some point, he's like, I love David Finlay. We're going to have the thing that you saying, I will never like David Finlay.
Just have the clip going. Just have the clip on the back end. Just play that. Oh, thank you guys for joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You could share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are so close to our goal of 20,000 subscribers for the end of 2024. There's 2 weeks remaining. So show some love. Tell a friend to hit the subscribe button if they haven't already. And of course, if you're with us live, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys and show your thoughts, your takes, your predictions for NJPW Strong Style Evolved 2024. And of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to make sure your comment is highlighted on screen, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you can send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And we always appreciate the support. We got Simeon in the chat. He says, I'm going to need a Kenny appearance, either in person or via vignette, with him officially challenging Gabe. Hazuki versus Mercedes is going to be really good and make me very happy. He also says Hechicero versus Leo Rush is going to be tremendous as well. So I think, yeah, Dustin mentioned it, that they have already announced Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd for Wrestle Dynasty. So I don't think we will get like a Kenny Omega challenge of any kind, but I wouldn't mind a Kenny Omega vignette. Those always pop me.
Or I feel, because obviously Gabe's been referring to this every time, we might have Gabe after this again will link to predictions. After he probably wins his match, he's probably going to get on the mic, shoot out some curse words, call out Kenny.
Yeah. Or Kenny pulls a Jericho and he comes out in like a mask and attacks him.
A Bushi mask.
Used to always be all black suit, Bushi mask. You knew it was Jericho. Every single time. But yeah, I would love to see Kenny Omega on this show in some way, because they should do some type of angle following the backstage brawl at Power Struggle ahead of Wrestle Dynasty. And it seems like this, unless Kenny's going to make like a surprise appearance on a Road 2 show, this would be like the place to do it.
I mean, to be fair, normally I'd say no, but Kenny in Japan, I feel like he has a connection to the Road 2 shows more than the US shows. Because obviously, like, New Japan Strong was created after Kenny left, but he's always done Road 2 shows. You know what I mean? In the God knows how many years he was in New Japan. So I won't put it past him to just appear on a Road to Tokyo Dome show.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him either. I just feel like this is a bigger stage and probably would be the most noteworthy moment of the night if he did do that. We got Dustin in the chat who says fans in the building are happy, but Tony returning on your soon to be dead soon, not so much. Yes, that's why I said that's not the decision I would have made. No matter how much you're trying.
SP3 hates it.
Yes. Not to say, you know, I'm against stacking up your soon to be dead show for its final few weeks. That's cool, but I wouldn't put Tony Storm on it. I was cool with Continental Classic matches happening on it, but Tony Storm's return match, calm down, Tony. Put down the line. Anyway, we got Simeon who says it comes with Yoda Tsuji for David Finlay at Wrestle Kingdom. You're not going to see a bigger Yoda Tsuji fan come January 4th than Jay News.
Absolutely. When Yoda Tsuji goes and he gives him that Gene Blast, and he raises the fist at the top of the rope along with the belt, I will be a happy camper.
If there's like a shot of Finlay like crying in a corner somewhere, I'll try and get a very good picture.
Absolutely, get that. That'll be my I'll change that to my profile photo just for the kicks.
Right, okay. So on my list of things for J News, if David Finlay loses, get a picture of him looking distraught.
There you go.
Very nice. Good shout here. Dustin mentioning Finlay may be leaving since he wasn't named for Battle in the Valley in 2025 because 2024 already happened. But 2025, this would be Jay News's wish. Jay News been actually hoping and wishing for this since
he's been manifesting it. He's been manifesting it.
It's not a wish. It's not me wanting it. It's more or less happenstance and trend with New Japan. We've been going through this for the last 5 years, guys. Every January, there is turnover at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, every January since the departure of AJ Styles, we've been going through this.
Yes, this is true. This is true because it's 2016 was Styles, Nakamura, and the Good Brothers. 2017 was questions about Kenny Omega after he lost at Wrestle Kingdom. 2018, more questions about Kenny Omega. I believe someone left. I think Ricochet left. Beginning of 2018. And I think there was another person. No, I'm thinking 2019 because that was Kushida and then all the guys who went to AEW. Elite. Yeah, all the guys who went to AEW. Because it's more than just the Elite. A couple of other guys left to go to AEW. Then there's 2020, which was like questions about Ibushi after Ibushi lost at Wrestle Kingdom.
God bless Ibushi. God bless him.
And then he signed that lifetime deal. You remember that? They remember them making a whole big deal.
But was it Golden Aces? It was the start of Golden Aces, that lifelong contract that everyone made such a big deal about.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a long time. Like, oh my God, what does this mean? We haven't heard a lifetime contract since Bret Hart signed with Vince McMahon back in 1997. Right. And that worked out well, huh?
And obviously this one worked out just as well.
2021, I don't remember anyone coming to me off the top of my head. And then
not that I can recall.
2022 was Jay.
Yeah, 2022 was Jay. Well, 2022.
Yeah, you're right. 2021 was Jay because that was after the interview, the post Wrestle Kingdom interview. 2021 is when Ibushi beats him in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom, and he cuts his best promo ever, which is him at the press conference and falling over in the chair and thinking that he's leaving New Japan. And then I think later that year is when, that year.
I met Jay in 2022 in October.
Yeah. What I'm not saying he left. I'm saying that he was the person that everybody was saying was gonna leave, or the conversation like we're having now about David Finlay is that it was 2021 because later that year, just a few months later, that's when Jay, Ospreay, Juice and them, all the Gaijins do the mass exodus because they're not fucking with the whole pandemic conditions. And
I always forget about Juice leaving sometimes. I forget Juice was ever part of the roster. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, I see him and I was like, oh wait, Juice was maybe.
There's people that are lifelong Will Ospreay fans that don't know the true story around what happened in 2021. Like literally, I smile every time I bring it up because it was crazy. I remember voices of wrestling back then were the only ones who were like, "Yeah, Ospreay doesn't have a back injury. They just all left because they can't mess with Japan's COVID conditions." And everybody was like, "Oh no, I don't know what they're talking about." Blah 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 blah. And then we came to find out that that's what happened. That's what happened.
Though, if you hear the stories from the wrestlers who did stay in Japan and the ones who did it, it was horrendous because it was one of the strictest countries in the world. Think about it, you're wrestling in front of basically nobody. because obviously they had the time where there was no audiences, then like half. Then you all the restaurants and stuff were shut, and like hospitality, you basically had to stay in your little capsule room before and after. Even gyms, there was restrictions on it. So it's like
you had, and mind you, if you were flying to Japan, even if I don't know if I'm mistaking what I heard or what I read, they had to show up a week or two in advance.
because you have to
yeah,
like, what's the word? I was like, you have to disinfect. You have to like isolate yourself for 2 weeks to ensure you've not brought anything in. That was the same in Korea and things as well. Like when idols used to do, if idols were from different countries and they would return, they would have to stay isolated for 2 full weeks before they could even come in contact with anybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Simeon's right. That's the other part of the story, because Jay left and then he went to TNA, and I remember that Slammiversary 2021 when he comes in at the end of the show, and everybody was talking about that for like a day, because the following day John Cena came back at Money in the Bank. So then that became the bigger story. But it was a conversation for a day that Jay White was in TNA, and he confronted Kenny Omega. So they thought that TNA was going to give us Omega versus White, which never
they thought TNA was going to be the shining light for dream matches.
They are the forbidden door. But enough reminiscing. We got to talk about NJPW Strong Style Evolve this coming Sunday, Long Beach, California. As we do with all of our pay-per-view previews, 0 to 10. What is your anticipation level? How excited are you for Sunday's show, Sonal?
But this is not even like a shit on New Japan. Quite low, about a 4. But maybe just because my eyes are set for January 4th and 5th.
She's excited to go to Japan. She said, fuck Long Beach. This ain't my show. I'm excited to go to Japan.
I'm like, right, this is just guessing in the way. This is another show. Like, give me Road to Tokyo Dome so I can get very excited about it. I mean, like,
when do you leave?
The 1st of January.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's like.
Are you still looking for DDT tickets?
So I was looking for DDT tickets, and then New Japan announced, on the same day we're going to do the Wrestle Kingdom press conference. So now I'm like, in my head, I'm like, DDT, because the press conferences are always amazing.
Yes.
So in my head, I'm like, I don't know what to do. My brain's going to explode. If anyone has any thoughts of what I should do, please let me know.
Are they at the same time, though?
Around the same time, yeah, because it starts at about 4:30, and then it's about 2.5 hours. Then the DDT show starts at like 6. So I'd basically at least be missing half an hour of the DDT show if I did the New Japan.
It's not that bad, though. It's not that bad. Like I've watched my share of DDT shows, and this is a novice talking. Trust me, I'm not like an expert or a person that watches DDT all the time, but the show doesn't really get going from the ones I've seen until like the middle of the show anyway. So
yeah, I know, but it's the whole atmosphere, isn't it, of being there from the start? Like DDT, they always have a thing at the start, and so yeah. If anyone has any thoughts on what I should do, please let me know, because I will only attend one. I'm not doing a 2P. I'm not running across like 20 minutes from like one part of Tokyo to another for both. I want to do one, but I don't know which.
Help out Sonal in the live chat or leave your comment down below. We got Alex Powell who says Thorpe's promo was worse than Adonis storyline. Talking about poor Eddie Thorpe. Don't talk about our Carl Fredericks.
Carl! Don't speak blasphemy about my Carl, even though he left me. Don't speak about Carl.
I don't think I mentioned it here. I know I did it on the other podcast, but I'll say it here. Everybody had an affinity for Carl Fredericks when he was on Strong. He was one of Shibata's young boys, man. But
he was my favorite young lion of that class, even though I've known Gabe for so long. Like Carl was one of my favorite.
I always thought it and felt it as a shot in the back when he went to the WWE. I couldn't shake it, man. I couldn't shake the betrayal. And then when the name Eddie Thorpe came, and me knowing where it came from, where it emanated from, and then now he's like a DJ / whatever they. Come on,
he's not the DJ anymore. He
No?
dropped that part of the gimmick.
Okay,
now
so
he
dropped that part of the gimmick.
See, this is right. So this is the thing.
Now he's a smart heel.
Shouldn't have a gimmick. Carl Fredericks should be Carl Fredericks, the DJ gimmick. This man, can I say this? Right? And this is not even me being thin, because obviously I had a thing for, like, Carl Fredericks. I was like, he's a great wrestler. He was potential world champion in New Japan. Do you know what I mean? I saw him as someone who could be great. And now you're saying a DJ concept. Oh.
He was, even worse. He was a Native American DJ.
Yeah, that's the it's like it kind of like it was weird. The reveal on NXT this Tuesday, I thought was cool.
It was so good.
The reveal was cool.
I was like, you know what? I like it.
He
came off like the smartest man they did a whole angle, Sonal. So let me explain this.
I think I watched the post bit where he was backstage with, like, when he had the thing where he was like, actually.
Well, I gotta explain how they built up to it. So basically, over like the last month or so, he's been going backstage to the GM, who's Ava, who's the Rock's daughter. And he's been trying to, like, talk to her about getting opportunities, and she's kind of just ignored him and shit like that. Then he got people interfered in his qualifying matchup for the Iron Survivor at Deadline. So he went to talk to Ava again. Ava tried to ignore him again. So he held her arm to, like, talk to her, and someone was fighting backstage. So the door hits Ava and she falls on the floor. So Shawn Michaels pulls up and sees Ava on the floor and freaking bodies Carl Fredericks right into the garage door. Was like, don't you dare put your hands on her. You get out the building. And then eventually Carl is brought into a 4-way last chance matchup to get into the Iron Survivor. He wins the match, and then the show ends with him down backstage like he's been attacked. So then they do the show last Saturday, and they announced that he's been taken out. He's been attacked, so he's not going to be in the matchup. It's a 5-person, 25-minute matchup with the winner who has the most pinfalls or submissions wins the match. So Obafemi goes on to win that matchup. He comes out on Tuesday during Obafemi and NXT champion Trick Williams promo, and he's like saying, "Oh, Oba, you attacked me, so I want my revenge." And Oba just ignores him like, "I'm not dealing with you," and just walks away. Then he gets in the NXT champion's face, and he basically manipulates him into giving him a title shot. So he didn't have to go through the Iron Survivor. He got a title shot. And then the show ends with him signing the contract with Ava. And Ava's like, "We're still looking into who attacked you." He was like, "No need. It was me." He was like, "Why would I go through that hard the hell of Iron Survivor when I could have just got a title shot like this?" And then hands her the contract. I was like, he looked like the smartest person in the room. I was like, finally, they're pushing my boy Carl.
I appreciate that, but I still wish he was in New Japan.
I hear you, but I'll say this much about that particular plot twist. Whoever wrote that is genius. For all intents and purposes, whoever wrote that, for him specifically, genius. Because now it actually puts him at the top of the NXT card, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? But,
yes.
Hopefully he did say a line that didn't go off right during his promo, though. To Trick Williams, when he spoke about Trick Williams not being able to survive the Japanese dojos that he went through and stuff like that. And I was like, come on, dog. This is a former NFL player. We can't be this apples and oranges, man. You know
Hey, Trick could have said you can't go through the NFL combine. It's like I can. But I do agree with Carl.
No.
Never went through a New Japan.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not one to ever put down the dojo system. No, not me.
But to be fair though, Carl Fredericks didn't last the full New Japan, did he? Might have been tough enough for the dojo, but he wasn't tough enough for New Japan. Where you Carl Fredericks?
Get him, Sonal. You heard the bass in Sonal's voice.
I'm still bitter, okay? Because I had it when I did a video. I remember when it was that Class of Young Lions. I'm like, I always do. I was like, who I think's got the most potential? And I was like, Carl's future champion. He's going to be amazing. He's going to start his own faction. And then he graduated. He had a really good look. He looked like he was really doing it. Bye, Carl.
And now we've gone 30 minutes without talking about this show. I think we can finally talk about
There's
this.
ties to this, man.
No,
Carl was on Strong forever.
This feels
Carl
more like a
should have been
podcast
on the
than a preview because this is what most podcasts start off as. So start off talking about everything but the topic that they're
That's
talking
Ace
about.
Deckers. That's what we used to do on Ace Deckers. It was literally like half an hour of literally nothing, and then we'd go, okay, here's the topic of the show.
I love it. I love it every single time. So you said 0 to 10. You're at a 4 for Sunday.
Yeah, back onto
Jane-
that. Back onto that.
Jay News, what about you? 0 to 10. What's your hype level for Strong Style Evolved?
Yeah, man. I'm midway there. I'm at a 5 because I'm actually looking forward to Hazuki versus Mone. I'm looking forward to the match with Leo. What the hell? Leo has damn it. That's Sarah. And I'm wondering how Gabe's match is gonna go, to be quite honest. So we'll see. So
Ominous. That was an ominous comment.
Yeah. I'm wondering how it's gonna go. Just I have a. I don't know. There's some, not that he's gonna lose the title. Don't get me wrong. That's not gonna happen. It's just more or less like what's gonna happen during the match. That's really where I'm at with that. The rest of the card, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I think the card is gonna have good wrestling.
Yeah.
Up and down with most of these matches. I would say especially like the Gabe kid versus Oiwa matchup all the way through into the main event. I think the final 4 matches are going to really deliver. Plus we got some nice stuff like the tag title matchup, the 4-way to set up the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title match at Wrestle Kingdom. That's going to be a bunch of fun. So I'm going to be the high man on this one, but I'm only going to go 6 out of 10.
You're pretty positive here, but still just a 6.
Still just a 6. But yes, let's talk about the card for this Sunday. Strong Style Evolved 2024. We got on the kickoff show. You know it. We all love it. It's the Strong Survivor matchup. Because everyone is always so excited. So excited for the Strong Survivor matchup. Matt Vandergriff will defend as the Strong Survivor against Zane J. Vandergriff got a victory over Jay in the past. He's beating him in one of these Strong Survivor series, but it was Jay who stepped up to Vandergriff after his last victory at Capital Collision and said that he wants to show his stuff, show his improvement. He's been training in the NJPW Noge Dojo in Japan, and now he's back in the U.S. to wrestle away the Strong Survivor away from Vandergriff. I'm going to finally, after what, a year of Vandergriff dominating this whole thing? I think Zane J, because they did a promo to set it up, it's like, I believe this guy will be the only person who has a chance anytime soon. So I'm going to go with Zane J. J News?
Yeah. Zane J wins this. This is basically New Japan Strong's equivalent to the King of Pro Wrestling. So Zane J is going to end up being the Iron Survivor for 2024 to finish the year, even though Vandergriff carried the entire year. You know what I'm saying? So that works.
You did Taichi do that? Like, so someone else did it, and literally right at the end, he like captured the. Was it like last year or something? And then he just won because he just like won the last match.
I think you're right. Yeah.
With the Taichi.
Do a Taichi. Who you got, Vandergriff or Zane J? Sonal.
Zane J. I love the idea of the whole year the guy's been working his ass off. He's like, yeah, this is mine, and then at the end it's like, nah, we're gonna end 2024 with like someone else winning.
And then maybe Vandergriff should start getting some spots on the main card. I think that he's worked hard enough on the kickoff show. I'll be honest, the last match, and none of the matches I've seen from Vandergriff very much impressed me. He comes off like a non-football playing Baron Corbin.
A bit basic. It's a bit
developmental Baron Corbin. Not even main roster Baron Corbin. Like very developmental.
Before Lone Wolf Baron Corbin?
Yes.
Before the Lone Wolf.
Yeah. Just got to developmental out of football Baron Corbin. Yeah.
So just a big guy who's got muscles, but nothing else really there.
He's a big guy who's got some size to him. He has a lot of what they would call raw potential. Potential is when you see somebody who has some skill that can grow and evolve over time. He has raw potential where it's just him and how he looks. That's the potential.
And you can build on it from there.
Yeah, if you build on it, if he puts some muscle on, if he gets a haircut, gets some attire that makes him look like an actual star.
That's all you need for a wrestler. If you get a haircut.
Hey, it's done wonders for Kyle Fletcher. That's all I gotta say. It's done wonders for him. But let's talk about the opening matchup on the main card, as we're gonna see the Rev Pro British undisputed women's champion Mina Shirakawa going one-on-one with Johnny Arabi. Mina has kind of been a mainstay, a consistent fixture on these NJPW Strong USA shows as of late. Once again, I'm going to go with Mina Shirakawa to pick up the victory here, get some momentum back after coming up short against Mariah May. And what I thought was a really, really good matchup on Dynamite this week between her and Mariah May. So get some momentum back here. But Mina is an absolute star. So I would say, finally, after me predicting, this is going to be like the third show in a row I'm predicting this. But I'm saying Mina wins, and then she comes out and challenges the winner of the main event. I think I predicted this last show, the show before that, but I'm going to make it 3 in a row because
lucky third.
Yep, it's going to work this time. So now, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think the same. Obviously, Mina is a veteran going against someone who's in the New Japan Academy. So it's basically like the New Japan equivalent of when we saw Tiger Mask facing a young lion. Do you know what I mean? It's similar to that. I'd love it if Mina challenges Mercedes. Would that be for the Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty, do you believe?
I would want that, but it's more likely she'd be challenging her for Battle in the Valley.
Yeah, more than likely.
I'd like it because I think Mina's great. I think she has that star quality, and so does Mercedes. And I think putting them into the ring together, you have like not only like amazing talent, but like charisma. It's a charisma explosion. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. My hope would be that Mercedes is going to have some type of involvement in the Tokyo Dome, because I don't understand what AEW, Mercedes Mone, Tony Khan, Gato would be thinking if you have two shows in the Tokyo Dome, and the way that things have worked out with, injuries and whatnot, why wouldn't you try to do a Mercedes Mone matchup in the Tokyo Dome? Like if you're Mercedes, this might be your last chance to do it.
That's what I was going to say. Even if Gato and Khan hadn't had anything, I feel like Mercedes, with the level that she is and who she is, if she loves wrestling so much, that's where she wants to be. I feel like she should go into that office and go, I don't care what you do, how you do it, I need to be there.
Yeah, I can see that. Good shout here by Alex Powell, who says Monet making an appearance at the Stardom show. He says that's why the Anna Jay match is next week and not on World's End. That would be interesting. That would be very, very interesting. I would like to see who they would choose for her to go up against. Also, Peter Davies with a good shout saying Micah is on the Battle in the Valley poster, so I wonder if she is the next challenger. Azumi is too. I did notice that Micah was the big addition, the newer addition as part of the Battle in the Valley poster. But I just gotta assume, I think that Monet is gonna be on the Wrestle Dynasty card. I know it's a long shot for a New Japan show to have 2 women's matches, but I think that Mercedes Monet is the person that you'd be willing to change your traditions for.
We'll see. We'll see.
We shall see. I think either she makes an appearance at the Stardom show, or maybe even Wrestle Kingdom, and they just make it a one-day challenge. She challenges the winner of Azumi versus Iwatani.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense. And I don't know if they would put that immediately on Wrestle, like a one-off thing, like put it immediately on Wrestle Dynasty. But I can see that happening. Her appearing after the women's match on Wrestle Kingdom and stuff like that.
Yeah. Next up, we got for the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champions, Jay News' favorite tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Royce Isaac, Jarrell Nelson, once again challenge for the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships against the new champions, winning these titles in their second match ever in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And breaking news, I talked to these guys just yesterday about this matchup and their run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Grizzled, young veterans, James Drake, Zach Gibson. That interview will be dropping over on the Takedown on Sports Illustrated YouTube channel. Got a written piece that's going to be dropping today. So they had a lot to discuss with their celebrating 1 year since their WWE departure. They're running AEW, their runs in ROH, New Japan. They've been all over the place in the past 12 months, but they make their third match in New Japan Pro Wrestling against the West Coast Wrecking Crew. West Coast Wrecking Crew coming off their win against Dirty Work at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. So who do you got here, Jay News? I'm going to go out on a limb and assume it's the West Coast Wrecking Crew.
Oh, Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs. Oh, man. Absolutely not. The grizzled young veterans will win this match. Just for the sake.
That was a good Zach Gibson.
That was so good.
They will win this match. One, because those are two of my favorite guys to watch on friggin' wrestling, because they're good. People don't give them as much credit as they should. I read a lot of like BS crap online, especially from the IWC, and it's like, you guys never watch these guys wrestle. I was like, you just don't. People just talk shit to talk shit. The only thing
they had a fun match with MXM last night on an episode of Ring of Honor TV.
I can imagine that they did. First of all, Mansoor and Massey.
Dude, Mansoor was working like he was doing World of Sport, yo. He was in there with UK wrestlers. He was wrestling, doing all the techers. Me and Kate on the Fightful post show were like raving about me.
Those dudes they were an excellent addition to AEW, and so are GYV. People forget that GYV did sign to AEW. They need to revitalize the AEW tag division. That said, over on New Japan, I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, GYV for the win. I just feel like there's gonna be some shenanigans during this match. Shenanigans.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Oh dear. Sonal, who you got? GYV or WCWC?
One, can I say I'm glad we've not got another one of these two facing
Dirty Work. Oh God.
That's the name. Thank
you.
You.
This is the first show since I believe Windy City Riot that those two teams are not in the same match.
Thank you, because that's
our friend Tom on the show.
No, Tom. Dirty Work. Yeah, they are.
No, they're on the show. Okay. All right.
Yeah. He's like.
He got yeah, I think Grizzled young veterans. To Jay News' point, someone like me who's obviously watched them on the independent scene. Yeah, I feel like the two of them just don't get enough credit for not only their in-ring work but their character work. Like, they are pure heels. Like, okay, maybe when they were heels when they used to come to Manchester, it was normally because obviously one was Scouse. And to be fair, if you're Scouse, you're automatically a heel in Manchester. But just generally, like, even if you, like, when me and SP2 were at Royal Quest, just their VT came on and they just have this heel presence that is very hard. Like, it's so authentic.
This is very true. And being that Zach Gibson is Liverpool's number one, Liverpool's not a very liked part of the UK for whatever reason.
Especially when it comes to Manchester, we do not like each other.
Yeah, so
Liverpool's number one. Do the Zach Gibson. Do it again. Do it again.
What?
Do it again.
Do the accent again. Do the Zach Gibson. Do the Zach Gibson impression again, please.
It's like do the roll. Do the Zach Gibson. Do
the Zach Gibson. I'm GYV, so we get the predictions out the way. Now take it over, Jay News. Do your Zach Gibson.
I can't do it all call. I gotta get. Never mind.
How dare you? How dare you?
We'll watch that one bit that you did like about 5 minutes ago. We'll just keep rewatching it.
Yeah. Cut that. Dolores, you're in the you're in the chat. Cut the Zach Gibson thing.
This man Jay News is like one of those houses that you visit on Halloween, and they only give out one piece of candy, and you're like,
one piece, brother, one piece. I don't go in with the handful and then like yo, here's
he'd be like 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of y'all, 3 pieces of candy. Bye.
But like the little one's like a single starburst. It's like 1 star. But like the green ones, not even the nice color, it's like a green one.
And then you get the double take. You get the kids that look in their bag like.
Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right, we're all going with the Grizzled Young veterans on this one. But next up, I think may have potential to be the show stealer of this show. As we got a preview of Wrestle Kingdom 19. As at Wrestle Kingdom 19, there will be a 4-way matchup for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships with the Intergalactic Jet Setters, the champions, the winners of the Best of Super Junior, the Super Junior Tag League Tournament, the Ichiban Sweet Boys of Robbie Eagles and Kosei Fujita of TMDK, Catch 22, and the Bullet Club War Dogs. But on Strong Style Evolved on Sunday, we get a singles 4-way matchup to preview that, as TJP will represent Catch 22, Kosei Fujita will represent the Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kushida will represent the Jet Setters, and Clark Connors representing the Bullet Club War Dogs. I think the matchup at Wrestle Kingdom will restore the feeling, if you will, of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight multi-tag team matches that we saw in the 2010s. But this match here should be a lot of fun to preview that. Who do you think comes out with the W here, Jay News?
Oh, man. Who comes out with the W? So I'll say that the most senior member of this match comes out with a W. And that is the great jet setter himself, Kushida, right? AKA Kush the God to me. He needs a win. He ain't really been on New Japan TV like that. So, and plus, like I said, he's the vet. So at the end of the day, he has the seniority over the other 4 members, even though I think him and TJP were in the LA dojo at the same time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, ain't nobody older than TJP.
When you said veteran, I was like, wait, it could be TJP, it could be Kushida. Like, I was trying to think there might be like a few months in the difference. I don't know.
Listen, man, TJP represents for us boys that were born in 1984. But anyways, no, I think Kushida wins to at least give the champions the leg up for the momentum going into Wrestle Kingdom, because I don't think they're going to walk out the IWGP Junior Heavyweight champions.
I know who I want to win. I know who I want to win that match.
Go ahead, Sonal.
The tango. The Tokyo Dome's going to be orange.
Yes, absolutely.
Which again, like, do you guys know tango? Is tango a thing in America?
It was a thing in America. It was many years ago. Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because obviously the way Zach was making it, he was like, Americans don't know. But okay. This match, I don't know. At first I was like, oh, maybe Kushida just for momentum to lose, but I kind of think maybe like I think TJP.
Really?
Yeah,
I like this.
Honestly, it's hard. Like, you could ask me like in 5 minutes, and I'll probably just say, "Oh, Clark Con." Fujita won't get the win. That's the one person I know who will not get the win, just because I know that they're gonna make it up at Wrestle Kingdom. But I don't. Either Kushida or TJP. I honestly can't pick here.
I am going to go with Clark Connors to get the win here. I feel like the Bullet Club War Dogs, they need the momentum. It has to look like the heels in this matchup are going to win going into the Tokyo Dome. So I think that Clark Connors, probably through nefarious means, gets the victory here.
Yo,
is Tekla going to be there?
Drill is huge right now, bro. I saw a freaking a promo vid of his like from a week ago. I was like, yo, how much weight you gonna plan to put on, bro? Like, you still in the super? You still a freaking junior?
No, but can we say that when it comes to New Japan and being a junior, Shingo Takagi that in itself, like they don't care. They're
That's
like,
at the standard. That's at the standard for every guys who we think are bigger than being a junior heavyweight.
they said like Alex Zane as well. They were like, even on commentary, they're like, "How did you get away with being a junior?" And he's like, "I don't actually know." And I'm like, "There we go."
At least he's honest. Speaking of of juniors, someone who impressed during last year's Best of Super Juniors tournament and always impresses on these NJPW strong shows is Lio Rush. He will once again be in singles action on this show, but this time he faces one of the top guys for CMLL, Hechicero. It was Lio Rush who picked up the victory over Mustafa Ali back at Strong Style. No, what's that? Strong Style Evolve? Yeah, I think that was Strong Style Evolve. So coming off a big victory there, can he pick up another one here against a completely different type of professional wrestler, the master of grappling himself, Hechicero, the mad scientist, if you will. J News, who you got here, Hechicero and Leo?
Honestly, this is probably the biggest toss-up match of the night, to be quite honest, because neither of them go into anywhere with momentum per se, right? Leo's New Japan Strong stuff has nothing to do with his AEW stuff and whatever he's doing on the indies. Same thing with Hechicero. Like his CMLL stuff has nothing to do with. So it's like I don't know who wins here. I just know we're gonna get a fun match. But if I'm going with the fantastical, I feel like the Alchemist wins over the dark black heart of Lio Rush. That's my take.
Don't mind that. I want Leo to continue his momentum because he's not only. I feel like he's gonna win on Saturday at on AEW Collision when him and Action Andretti go against Top Flight, and I think he's gonna go 2 for 2 over the weekend, and he gets the win over Hechicero. I still gotta watch. I heard Hechicero tore it up with Mystico. I think it was like a week and a half ago in CMLL at Arena Mexico. So I'm gonna watch that probably before Sunday, but. Unfortunately, I love Hechicero. He's probably the person that I became a biggest fan of in the first half of 2024, but I'm going to go with Leo. Who you got, Sonal?
I think, no, that's the thing, right? Because Leo is on such momentum and I just feel like it would work, but I'm going to go with Hechicero. Yeah. Yeah. Split, that's so hard, though. That one, like you said, like, out of all of these, obviously we struggle with the last one, but this one it could literally go either way. So
it's like he's like dancing, like he's.
When they had his entrance on that AEW show with the fireball in his hands, that shit was freaking amazing.
Yo, that first time he came out, I was like, oh, I fucks with this guy. Then I saw him wrestle, I was like, that's my new favorite wrestler. I love this guy, Hechicero. Alex Powell, yes, indeed. He said Hechicero versus ZSJ is an underrated match of the year candidate. I like both of their matches, the one in CMLL as well as Rev Pro. So yeah, I agree with you there. We got Peter Davies. He says Hechicero has been getting pushed in CMLL. CMLL might not want him losing. That is true. That is true. That is true. So we shall see what happens here, but an interesting kind of cross-promotional matchup here as it's AEW versus CMLL. We're going to see some more CMLL action or CMLL stars in action in the next matchup as we got Los Ingonables de Japón represented by Hiromu Takahashi and Titan versus CMLL's own Templario and you representing the United Empire, Jacob Austin Young. Templario will be replacing Hanare on this show as Hanare went down with a serious injury in the World Tag League tournament. He had to also relinquish the IWGP World Tag Team Championships. So this match here would have worked as kind of a preview for the IWGP Tag Team Championship matchup after Hiromu and Naito won the World Tag League. But instead, it's just going to be a match because it's not really previewing anything. No titles on the line. So, or what Titan's about to verse Templario?
Well, maybe, but what I was gonna say was, the captain of the United Empire, TJP, he put out a promo vid last week welcoming El Templario to the United Empire. So he is a part of the United Empire now. He is now a part of the team, and so he will be donning the green on a regular basis.
Did you see TJP got shit for that promo? Someone said to him that it was all about him, and it was and the TJP actually responded to that. I can't remember exactly, but it was really quite funny.
No, because he kept on putting himself over because he was speaking different languages during the promo. So
he did that on the last one as well. He did that with
he accepted Takeshita's challenge.
Yeah. So but it's just funny the way that if TJ sees the hate, he always addresses it, and I find it hilarious.
Yeah, man. But
TJP be commenting under fucking Laker Twitter accounts. It's funny. Yeah. It's always funny. Whenever I see him. Yeah. I talk to him. I talk to him in the chat. I talk to him in the comments. We talk about the Lakers. So yeah, it's fun.
But from a match standpoint, I feel like LIJ wins here because they're the more tenured team in this whole thing. to be quite honest, Jacob Austin Young, he hasn't blown me away, but he hasn't put me to sleep either. So I feel like he's in between there, and we all know. I mean, if you haven't watched the match with Templario yet, please do so. Like, that dude is crazy for what he can do for a guy his size. So go out. I suspect that he will be doing some tremendous luchas during the matches. So, I love luchas. I give it to LIJ though. I give it to LIJ.
I can see that. I can see that for sure. I'm also gonna go with LIJ here. As soon as I saw Jacob Austin Young, I'm like, JAYJ, you're here to look up at the lights.
He's like Callum Newman, like he's the Empire Young Lion, the new Young Lion. He doesn't have the black trunks, but basically that's what he is.
Yeah, he's their young boy for sure.
But I quite like that he seems to be wanting to stay in the junior division, because I thought Callum was going to stay in the junior division, but I think it was the right decision moving him up. But you need a bit more juniors, so keep Jacob as a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then United Empire bring in Templario for Super Junior Tag League.
So now we have two teams. We have two teams that can work, and again, we have more substance for like Best of Super Junior and stuff like that. So always happy when they bring in another junior.
Absolutely agreed there. We got Peter Davies who says, I've heard good things about Templario. I look forward to seeing him. And Big Man Dog says Templario is one of the better CMLL guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agreed there for sure. But we're all going with LIJ here. But like I said, the final four matches is where the juice, the sizzle, the steak of this card is at. As you got NJPW Strong Openweight Championship up for grabs as the Madman Gabe Kidd will defend against TMDK's The Grip, Ryohei Oiwa. These two men know each other very well. Of course, trainees and graduates of the No Gay Dojo. They also went at it at Fighting Spirit Unleashed when Gabe Kidd defeated Kosei Fujita to retain the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. Post-match, it was Gabe who attacked Fujita, and it was Oiwa who came out to make the save for his TMDK stablemate. Out came Kenta, who he beat earlier in the night, Oiwa, and Oiwa was able to fight off both Kenta and Gabe, stood tall in the ring, and then made the challenge to Gabe Kidd for Strong Style Evolve for the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. Oiwa and Zack Sabre Jr. pulled off the victory over Gabe Kidd and Sonata in the opening block matchup of the World Tag League, with Oiwa pinning Gabe. So a lot of momentum for Oiwa going into this one. Can Gabe Kidd retain the gold ahead of his matchup, his showdown with Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dynasty? Sonal, what have you thought about the lead up to this matchup? What do you think wins?
I like this because it sort of links to obviously the match with Fujita. I kind of have two ways about this, which this can go. Now, technically, with Oiwa having the match at Wrestle Kingdom, he shouldn't technically win this because it doesn't make any sense. However, I'd like the idea that Gabe loses this, goes absolutely mad, and goes on an even bigger rampage on Kenny on January the 5th. But realistically, I'm going to go with Gabe winning. But I'd like that idea of just him cracking for some reason and just going even worse on Kenny.
I don't know if like there is a good path to go. I think that you can go the path of him losing and going even crazier, but I don't think he's beating Kenny Omega. So I don't want him to lose now before he gets to Kenny Omega. No, it's Kenny Omega return match. If Kenny Omega had been working the majority of 2024 in AEW and he was just coming over to have a match with Gabe Kidd, yeah, fine. Gabe should probably win. But this is Kenny Omega for the first time in over a year. He's winning in the Tokyo Dome.
I still got hope for the fucking madman. I've still got hope.
I'm just convinced. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong, and I would love to see Sonal's face when she's right. So that would be great. But we shall see. I got Gabe Kidd retaining here, but I think this should be a really good matchup. J News?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Gabe here for the win. Unless this turns out to be one of those real fucking madman matches where he just goes off and they throw the match out. Where in the case he doesn't lose the belt, but to Sonal's point, just because Gabe sees red and he wants to get to Kenny Omega. And
he's still not got control. He's still not. They've been bringing this up for like a year. He's not got control over his emotions, and that costs him in the worst way.
Exactly. So his emotions will get the better of him, and he'll just, not to say that the grip needs a bloody beatdown, but like he'll beat down the grip so bad that they can't ring the bell. They got to call the match and yada yada yada. So that's my hypothetical happening for Gabe Kidd. But I'm sure they'll try to do something very strong style reminiscent between the two of these. How would they say, hench gentlemen in the UK. So I feel like we'll get some good hard hitting action. But Gabe should win this match going into his match at Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty? Dynasty. So going into his match at Wrestle Dynasty with Kenny Omega, because at the end of the day, even though it is Kenny's comeback match after almost over a year off from pro wrestling, it's going to be the bar for Gabe. If Gabe cannot,
it's the biggest match of Gabe Kidd's career.
If Gabe can't go, we can't show Gabe the love that he continues to get.
Yeah.
So
I just think Gabe should look as strong as humanly possible heading into the biggest match of his career. So that's why I want him to win for sure. We do have our first super chat donation from J News' number one fan, Genesis J. Thank you so much, Genesis J. Glad to see you showing us some love here. He says, rewatch later, just showing love to you three. Is that my dog for real, J News? Thank you for blessing us, J News. Woof, woof. The true war dog for real. Prayer emoji, prayer emoji, prayer emoji, prayer emoji. Huh?
He knows. I've been jockeying for position for that leadership role for a long time. That's why me and David Finley can't get along, dog. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not
because of Finley personally. It's because J News wants the role as the war dog leader.
There it is. All along, that's what it's been about. I want the role.
Bullet Club don't need a J News. They need a rebel.
But then he contradicts himself at the end. He says, Kenny gonna kill Gabe? Or are you with the War Dogs or are you against the War Dogs, sir?
Either you're with us or you're against us.
No, he's with me being the leader of the War Dogs. That's what he's
with. Okay. He's trying to infiltrate behind you. He's got your back.
He's got your back. Absolutely.
I get it now. My bad, Genesis J. My bad. But yes, thank you for the super chat donation for sure. But let's talk about the next matchup we got here. 7th match on the main card with big Wrestle Kingdom ramifications as we got the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr., the front man representing TMDK with the stablemate Shane Hayes, and Bad Dude Tito as he faces his Wrestle Kingdom 19 opponent, Shoto Amino, along with Jay News' second favorite tag team, Fred Rosser, Tom Lawler, Dirty Work. Jay News, what do you got here?
I've got the TMDK side of the faction. I am always excited to see Big Teats, aka Tito Escondido, aka the one and only, that bad dude Tito, on that side, working that strong stuff. ZSJ's on that side as well, along with the historical one, Shane Haste. So I will go with TMDK here. I got nothing against Fred Rosser. We all know this. Block the hate at the end of the day.
He lying, y'all.
And I'm not up on Shooter right now, but I'm not off. You know what I'm saying? But I cannot, in good faith, ever pick a team that has the likes of a filthy Tom Lawler on it to win a match. I just can't do that. I can't do that.
I am going with Team Shooter here. Dirty Shooters here. The Dirty Shooters.
That's
the Dirty
name.
Shooters.
That's the name.
Yep, that's the name. I just figured it out. Dirty Shooters here. I got Shooter pinning.
So they shoot dirty. That's what you said.
You got them shooting dirty. I'm gonna get them shooting dirty. I've got Shooter pinning hysterical one, Shane Hayes, for the win.
Don't do that to my boy. Don't do that to my boy, Shane Hayes.
So now who you got?
Don't. Just for that, I can never go against TMDK. I can never go against Zack Zay Jr., the Big Teats, and obviously the hysterical one, Shane Hayes. We can never go against it. Also, similar genius was Tom Law. I don't know why. I just can't connect with the guy.
That's all it is, man. That's all it is. I can't connect with him. Same way I can't connect with Finley. Same way I can't connect with other wrestlers in other promotions.
You have a lot of people you hate in this goddamn.
Not hate. Don't connect with.
I don't connect. I can't hate. Ain't no hate in my heart, dog. You know how much energy it takes to hate somebody?
I know. I see you expend that energy every time we talk New Japan and bring up.
I knew you were gonna say I know because I feel that energy with a lot of people as well.
I was like, I actually know how much energy. I see it every time. We've done about 50 of these this year. So goddamn, I've seen it a lot. Yeah, I'm going with the dirty shooters. Sonal, who you got?
Yeah, TMDK because.
Okay, TMDK for you. And then finally, we got our 8th match on the card, or semi-main event here, as we got big tag team action with Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty ramifications, as we got Los Ingobernables de Japón represented by the never openweight champion Shingo Takagi, teaming up with Yota Tsuji to face Team AEW, as they will face Shingo's Wrestle Kingdom opponent, Konosuke Takeshita, the AEW International Champion, and the former TNT Champion and Tsuji's opponent for Wrestle Dynasty, the Scapegoat, Jack Perry. So you got Don Callis family coming together with the Elite and the House of Torture. What a magical place this is. But it was back at Fighting Spirit Unleashed that both of those matches for January 4th and 5th were made, as Jack Perry attacked Yota Tsuji following a tag team matchup and made the challenge for Wrestle Dynasty, while Konosuke Takeshita defeated TJP, made an open challenge to anyone in New Japan for Wrestle Kingdom for the AEW International Championship. It was Shingo that accepted and wanted to make it a double title match. So unless Takeshita has any other defenses in AEW, it will be for both titles coming up on January 4th. So now, how much are you looking forward to this match here? And who do you got?
And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I'm just very excited. But I kind of have this not having a winner.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? I feel like, because there's no one who can easily get the pin. You've got four guys, who've got matches against each other. with the addition of Jack Perry and Takeshita, obviously, like, I feel like some shenanigans could go on for them to throw out the match. So nobody looks weak going into their match.
That is a good point. Because, there's no obvious person on either
I mean,
team.
I guess the
to
most
take
obvious
off.
would be Jack Perry, but I feel like that. I don't know. I don't know if they.
I don't think he needs to. He after losing at Full Gear, he doesn't need another loss before Wrestle Dynasty because you're just lowering any type of anticipation to his Tsuji matchup at Dynasty. So I think that probably the best route would be a DQ. If I had to pick one of these teams, I'm picking LIJ. J News.
That's a strong bet. I think I would go with LIJ if I was picking a team in this situation, but I'm with Sonal. I don't think anybody loses here. So I don't know if there's I don't think there's going to be any outside interference in this particular match necessarily, but I feel like it'll either go to a no contest or something to that avail so that no one looks weak, just like she was saying. Man, it just no doubt Jack Perry might seem like the lone person out, to get a pin if the match was going to go clean. But to your point, is he really going to go into Wrestle Dynasty on a loss? That doesn't seem viable, especially for an AEW talent, right? So, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with some sort of a what's the word here that they use in old school wrestling? A schmaz, as they say. So,
Shenanigans. I think Alex Powell might be right that the best option for the result, if you're not going to do a DQ or a smash finish, is Jack Perry pinning Tsuji, because Tsuji is going into January 4th and 5th, and he's winning on back-to-back nights most likely, so he's going to get his heat back. So I think that Alex Powell might be onto something that you should. The person who needs this win in this tag team match the most is Jack Perry to gain some type of creative ability heading in. So you know what? I'm going to change my pick. I'm going to go with Team AEW, Jack Perry pinning Tsuji.
But what's the time limit for this?
I think 20 or 30 minutes.
Could it go time limit?
It could. But
I
don't know.
I can see what Alex Powell is saying though, right? And then it'll give Suge the effect of obviously working from under against David Finlay, being that David Finlay is the champion, right? And being that Yota Tsuji is the more popular wrestler. Let's get that straight. If nobody understands that, let's get that straight. He's the more popular wrestler at the end of the day. And mind you, we've been talking about this all year long. We can't get off the train now. The young guys need to start to represent for New Japan at the end of the day. So, I
think that's what this Wrestle Kingdom is shaping up to be, though. Wrestle Kingdom is shaping up to be a passing of the torch style Wrestle Kingdom. You got Shooter in the main event. You got possibly Tsuji walking out with the Global Heavyweight Championship. You got Kosei Fujita walking out with IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Doki could possibly beat El Desperado and make himself the new eighth.
He is.
So
she's like, I'm gonna put that in the world. He is. You got Oiwa probably gonna win the TV title. So this is very much a centric on promoting and pushing the next generation.
It's a three-way match for the TV title, right? It's gonna be Jeff, Narita, and Rio. Okay, that makes sense.
We got Big Man Dogs, who's always funny in the chat. He says Perry needs his heat back by smashing and stacking LIJ. You're a cruel and evil man.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Finally, the main event of Strong Style Evolves and all J News will be for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. You got Mercedes Mone defending against Hazuki. It was at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Hazuki won a 4-way matchup to become the #1 contender for the Strong Women's Championship. out of nowhere, a surprise appearance from Mercedes Mone led to Mercedes making this match official for Strong Style Evolved in December, but then laid out Hazuki with the backstabber standing tall over her challenger for this coming Sunday. Can Mercedes once again make a successful defense of the Strong Women's Championship, headline a show with a great match like she did back at Capital Collision? Or is Hazuki's change in attitude over in Stardom going to translate here where she becomes the next Strong Women's Champion? Sonal, how much are you looking forward to this one? Who you got on Sunday?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to this, honestly. Like, this is probably one of the reasons, like you said, the top 4 matches are the ones that like really had me. I don't see Mone losing, just because obviously we're near the end, and again we hope that there is something that she's going to do at Wrestle Kingdom or Dynasty. It just doesn't make sense to have her lose it.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, it's going to be a banger of a match. Like, this is going to be the perfect way to end not only the show, but the year for New Japan Strong. So well done, New Japan, for giving a women's match as a main event to end the year. Thank you.
And well done. This is like a couple of events this year. They have had 2 women's matches. Probably within the, 10, 11 events New Japan Strong held in 2024. They probably had as many shows with 2 women's matches as AEW Dynamite had in 52 episodes. But anyway, Jay News, what do you think about Mercedes and Hazuki in the main event? What do you got with?
Yeah, I feel like result-wise, Mone wins, right? But as some of our esteemed folks in the chat are talking about, this could definitely be a match of the year contender if all things go right, because Hazuki's great. She's absolutely phenomenal. If this leads to a match between Mercedes and Micah down the road, I don't mind that at all. To be quite honest,
because let's be real here, we gotta like if you really reflect on Mercedes 2024, her 3 best matches were against Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Momo Watanabe.
That's right.
Who fits along? Who would go along? Who would fit in that lineup of people who could have a great matchup with Mercedes Moné? Yeah, it's probably Micah. Micah's probably the only person on that list who might be as strong as Chris Statlander. Yeah,
I would say so. That would definitely work into the new year of 2025 and things of that nature. She's currently a champion, right? If I'm not mistaken, Micah, right?
No, she lost the World of Stardom Championship to Toro, and then Tam Nakano beat Toro for the championship.
But she won the tournament, right? Michael won the tournament.
Yeah, she's the first person to ever go unbeaten in the 5-star Grand 5-star Grand Prix tournament.
Yeah. That Alex Powell said, "Brick didn't move, y'all." Yeah, keep laughing, bro. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke. That is we over here T-head, as they say.
T-T-he. Keep keying over there. All right, keep keying. But yes, I am very interested to see this one. I think that Hazuki has always kind of had that edge to her where she can like take it to another level, bring another level of intensity to her matches.
I think we even saw it in the Fatal 4-Way. Do you know what I mean? When she got this opportunity, there was just something added there that's just like, even if you don't know her, so someone like me, I wasn't as aware of her, you're just sort of drawn to her style.
Yeah, and I still remember last year, Sakura Genesis, when they had the 3-way matchup. A lot of us went into that matchup looking forward to seeing Ozumi go at it with Mercedes, and then a lot of us came out of that matchup being more impressed with Hazuki out of all 3 of them. Like, I think that we're going to see a little bit of that here. So that's why I'm very much looking forward to this matchup. And I feel like Mercedes is on a better kind of percentage as far as performing well in NJPW in comparison to AEW. So I'm looking forward to this a lot. But yeah, I got the CEO walking out as the champion. But that is Strong Style Evolve this Sunday, live from Long Beach, California. Like J said on our last preview of the New Japan Strong Show, you don't have to find your sites. You don't have to spend money if you're an NJPW World subscriber, because this one is available for us for free. So happy to hear it. Of course, Walker Stewart, Veda Scott will be on the commentary, so this should be a good one. After the preview, I'm bumping my score to 6.5. Talking to you about it got me wrong. Well, like free with your subscription. Not free. Like
we don't have to pay extra, Sonal.
We used to have to pay extra for these shows. We used to have to pay extra.
Whenever you say free, I'm like my ears ring because I'm like I do you know what I mean?
She's like, I'm not going to be charged this month? What?
Do you know what I mean?
I needed to save $10 for Japan.
I was like, has New Japan decided that like they're going to thank me for my years and years of service on money, and they're going to give me the December for free?
I'm sorry, Sonal. I feel bad. I got you hyped for no reason.
It's like 6:30 at night. I'm tired, and all I thought was, I'm gonna save some money ahead of Japan.
My bad. Our driver finisher says, if money didn't talk and it didn't change everything, I would say otherwise. But money changes everything, and money talks. And there's always a price to pay when you mess with Mercedes money. CEO wins. I love that Power Driver finisher decided to give us all of her 3 catchphrases she has to say in every goddamn AEW promo. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Also, call me Mr. Bonda. Yes, I was like Nandeska. I was like, hey? I was like, Nani? I was like, what's going on? my ears in tune for the word free. Like, I think I don't know if that's just me, if it's like an ethnic thing, but I don't know. Like, me and my family, if we hear the word free, it instantly it's like radar.
Trigger warning. You just triggered me. But yes, we made it to the end of our NJPW Strong Style Evolve 2024 preview. Looking forward to the show. Guys, I don't know when we're going to be. Are we back on Monday to review this, or?
So yes, no, it's usually your take. So whenever you're free, then we have to talk about it. So,
There you go. We'll figure it out. But we'll be back to preview Strong Style Evolve probably sometime next week. So now, want to give you the floor. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on your channel, and anything else.
Right. Well, obviously, you can find me on YouTube at Sonal's Live. Make sure to follow me at wrestling_chat, because I always say, did I mention it? Did I mention that I'm going to be in Japan for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty? So if you follow me there, you'll get pictures, information, everything going on. And let me know, do I attend the DDT show, or do I attend the Wrestle Kingdom press conference and send you pictures of what I assume and what I hope will be a very fashionable event?
Indeed. We need you to do like you're on True Hill Heat and give every outfit 0 to 10 score.
I do that for most press conferences, but this one, because I believe that these ones you can actually, like, I've seen people share pictures from press conferences, so I'll literally have like my portable Wi-Fi and I'll be trying to like tweet as it happens, and yeah, I'm sort of leaning more towards the press conference at the moment. Yeah.
There we go. We're up to date now. Let us know in the comments if Sonal should go to the DDT show or the NJPW press conference. Jay knows. The floor is yours. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on the internets, man, social medias and stuff. The Twitter and all that stuff at John LYFNMG, Instagram, Threads, wherever you can find me. Also, catch me every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Hit the Roast podcast, live on my YouTube channel, live on Dolores' YouTube channel. We talk everything that is pro wrestling of the week that was. So you can check us out there. And then obviously you can catch me here, True Heel Heat, with the one and only SP3 and the lovely Sonal, talking all things New Japan Pro Wrestling. We'll be doing the review for this Strong Style Evolved show probably on Monday. So stay tuned for that. And then, you know, right up until, you know, Wrestle Kingdom, we'll manage some things. I think SP, you sent me something about my picks for some of the matches of the year and all that jazz.
I got
Whatever.
them as well.
So I got
both got homework to do. There you go.
So I got that to do. So yeah. So just check us out all over the internets and keep on supporting. Shout out to everybody in the chat for interacting as they usually do.
Yes, and as far as our subscribers, our Patreon members, today we will be dropping more polls over on the Patreon for our end of year awards. We've already put up our Women's Wrestler of the Year poll. We're going to put up a Men's Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Worst Match of the Year, AEW Match of the Year, WWE Match of the Year, New Japan Match of the Year, Match of the Year. And we'll have more awards for our year-end awards at the end of the year. That will be on Saturday, December 28th. So be on the lookout for that. We'll also be putting polls up for our members of the channel. You can become a member by hitting the join button for just $1 a month, and you could become a part of the voting for our year-end awards. And we'll also have our list videos that will be starting to drop next week. So be on the lookout for that as well. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. Like I said before, patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. Best time of the year to become a member of our Patreon because you will be a part of our voting for the True Heel Heat year-end awards. So have your voice be heard. Wrestler of the Year, Match of the Year, Feud of the Year, Promo of the Year. We got a lot coming up over at patreon.com/TrueHillHeat. So be on the lookout over there right now. But of course, I will be back with you guys tomorrow, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. The True Heel Heat flagship podcast. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, the True Jaw Josh, talking about this week in wrestling, the whole drama with Ray Phoenix and Tony Khan and
not even I've been for. Oh my god!
So much drama.
Dude, is it true that he deleted his posts?
He did.
So, yeah.
He deleted those
going
tweets.
on?
We're going to talk all about that drama tomorrow. We'll talk all about the AEW locker room being appalled that Tony Storm was on Rampage. We'll talk about Tessa Blanchard back to TNA. I did not know my 2024 would end with Tessa Blanchard being signed by a wrestling promotion. But here we are. We'll talk about Tony Storm's return on AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming and everything going on over in WWE. A lot of stuff as we head to the Raw on Netflix. And, of course, final predictions for Saturday night's main event. But if you like pay-per-view previews, check out me and Maggie from earlier this week with our WWE Saturday night's main event 2024 preview. Also, check out myself, J News, Sonal on our NJPW World Tag League 2024 review from earlier this week. Check out AE Ramble reviewing this week's AEW Dynamite with the return of a not-so-timeless Tony Storm. And finally, check out Rated Raw Review number 47 and talking about all the heat for the New Day. So check out all the great stuff on the channel right now. Join us live tomorrow for the flagship. Plus, we got our watch-along for Saturday night's main event. Sunday, we got a Saturday night's main event review, so stay locked here, and we're just 2 weeks away. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so we can hit that 20K goal. But for J News, for Sonal, thank you so much to everyone joining us live. Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching on demand your predictions for this show. But this has been our NJPW Strong Style Evolve 2024 preview week. I'm signing off until next time.